Let's see, everybody. I got battery operated clock on the wall that I got 1 minute, and our phone's at 6:30, so we're going to go ahead and start. Thank you all for coming tonight. I'd like to call our meeting to order. Ask you to please turn off all your cell phones, and any citizen wishing to speak during the public comment portion of the meeting needs to go ahead and complete the comment card and turn it into the clerk. We ask that you include your comment or the matter that you wish to address on the card in order to be heard. And we ask that you please refrain from commenting until the public comments portion or unless directed by the board. If you glance down your agenda, you'll notice our agenda looks a little bit different, and we have tried to do some things that will help us streamline our meetings. So we may go over that as we get to each part so that you can see the differences. But I would like to welcome our citizens and guests. We still don't have a flag back in here, but we're going to keep our Pledge of Allegiance in our invocation. So at this time, I'd like everybody to stand and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yes, let's remain standing. We have a volunteer who would like to say an invitation for us.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day that we've had today. We thank you for this group that's gotten together tonight to discuss the business of the town. May you bring your presence in here and make everything go smooth and peaceful today. And dear Lord, just bless this town and the people in it. I ask it in your precious and holy name.
Amen. Thank you. One thing I have at this part is welcoming special guests or speakers. We don't have any speakers, but we have a special guest, Felicity. Can you post your face in the door for just a second? This is Felicity Humphrey, and I promise she doesn't have to speak unless she wants to. I didn't want to embarrass her. She texted me the other day. Felicity is a Conetoe resident, and you get this all the time, I'm sure. She's our Jeremiah's little sister, middle sister. She's in the 11th grade at Southwest, and she's 15. She is earning community service hours to become a part of the National Technical Honor Society at Southwest. So she texted me and asked if we had anything she could do to earn community service hours, and I'm like, well, how many do you need? At least 10. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll be through in no time. So she's starting down here tonight working on earning those hours. So I hope she will stick around and become a familiar face, but just so you all know that's her goal and what she's doing. And we'll get those 10 hours done in no time, and we should will. One thing that we're doing a little bit differently is I'm not reading through the agenda. The board has been here and they've had the opportunity to look over the agenda. And since that has been done, have all of you had a chance to read over the agenda for tonight?
Yes.
All right. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Another change that we've had, because our clerk is so conscientious and efficient and she documents so well, her minutes are quite lengthy. So what we are doing as well is the commissioners have a copy of the minutes from the last meetings in their folder. They have been asked to be here a little earlier than 6:30, so they have time to review everything in the folder. They can read with their own eyes, and if they've got questions, we'll cover that in a second. But after our meeting, these minutes are already done, so they'll be up on our board like on our next business day. And this is another way of helping to streamline our meeting, to be able to get to the good stuff. So, I'm gonna ask, the board, since you have all had those in your folder, have you all had the opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
All right, we have two sets of minutes. We have the one from the regular monthly board meeting on July 9th, 2024, and one from our emergency meeting on August 8th, 2024. I need a motion to approve the minutes as read for both of those meetings.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the August 8th meeting and our special meeting.
The second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. We've also switched this up. I got one, and I thought, did you get a public, citizen comment card?
Yes, I have
All
one.
right. You had a chance to fill it out?
Yes.
All right. First one, we've changed the location of this too. So our citizen request, like I said in the opening and call to order, we still will have these comment cards. We'll ask that you fill them out first and turn them in so that we can go ahead and do that. Got two comment cards. Anybody that's had a citizen comment card or one that you're working on? Okay. Vivian, you want to go first?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
No, I was wondering why, I know you said you're gonna be rezoning. And I see like markers over there on the property, what does that represent?
The markers on the property and the property here, with all of our things that we've got going on, we had to have our property surveyed. So the town hall and the Veterans Memorial have been surveyed, and the markers are the property lines that the surveyors found.
Okay, now the one all the way over here, that doesn't belong to the museum, that's why I was wondering, why is that over here? I did, you know, like,
The property lines, they put flags down. Then they came back and they put the pipe, the lead pipe in the ground. Then they put the PVC pipe up with the orange signs on it.
right,
So those are the markers for that property according to the surveyors from the landmarks that they surveyed off of for the previous surveys. And I have a map that I was going to email. I'll mail it to Paul. But that is the survey of our property.
okay, so you're saying all the way over here,
Where the markers are.
where that big tall thing is, over here, middle way, our property. Now it's Conetoe's property.
From the
According
survey.
to the surveyor, that's.
Okay, well, we have a survey too, so. Okay, thank you.
All right, Miss Emma,
Mm-hmm. Well, that means thing.
you don't have to. I can hear you just as good if you sit down. That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I just put up there, my husband had a can of trash on, but we don't have a trash man to come by and pick it up.
What is your physical address?
75 Parker's Lane.
That be you? No?
That's down before the two.
75 Parker's Lane
Parker's
is outside
Lane is
of
number 42.
It's outside of Cedric Barnes.
We can see people getting that trash picked up.
I
And
can
we
give
live
you,
right a couple of blocks from there.
there are some people that live close to you.
Mm-hmm.
They use David's trash service like the town does.
Right.
But, I can give you their information if you wait a minute tonight.
Okay, I so
And all you
appreciate
gotta
it.
do is call them and tell them that you live outside of the town limit.
Okay.
I know there's a person down that way that has David's trash service,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they've done. They
Okay.
pay them themselves because, you're not considered town, you're considered part of Edgecombe County, so they don't offer whatever. I know,
Wow, not both here.
I know.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah,
so
she is too.
the voting district goes way out, just by
Right.
location, but as far as trash pickup that the town pays for, it's just within the city limits.
Mhm.
itself.
Right, okay.
Now say something,
Yes, ma'am.
but you live in the county now. You can get in touch with the county, you can get one of those what's
It's a
called a
placard
little
or a
plaque
sticker.
thing,
Mhm.
and you can take your trash to Burnett Road for nothing for free.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Monica, will you pass her a pen and pass that back? If you write your phone number down on there,
Okay,
I'll
I
find
think I
that,
did wrote it down.
I'll find that out.
I got to write it down.
You can send it down.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Need a motion to close the public comment.
Make a motion to close the public comment.
I second.
All in favor? Nobody opposed? Alright. Instead of old business, new business, so much of our old business goes back and forth, and sometimes we repeat ourselves, and we're trying to avoid doing that and sharing. So we're going to start with our CDBG grant update, and you want to go over that?
Sure. So we had a meeting on Monday, with different representatives from the state about our CDBG grant. We are finishing up the environmental study right now, and that's one of the last things that we have to do before we can, have the funds released. Do you have the notice of intent?
I have the notice of intent. We have to sign something tonight, we'll do that a little bit, the notice of intent to release the funds. That is just the next step in the long process and along the lines of the CDBG grant update. Citizens, you have seen Tyra come in and talk about the grant before and bring papers and then like she sent all those papers down back and forth, we had to wait to sign. Tyra has moved on to bigger and better things. She's no longer with them. She started searching for something that would suit her and fit in her time, which I totally understand and I get. So part of our meeting the other day, we had 5 people come in at the table, and each person who's in charge of different sections and parts of the grant, who will be administrating grant, be our grant administrators, came in with Ben Harmer from the COG, and Tyra's replacement. Can't remember her last name. Her first name is Liz, but they have assured us that Tyra left us in a good place. All our paperwork's been done, everything's turned in, and they will help us follow along the steps until everything is signed off, completed, done, and turned in, and they're ready to begin work. So that's where we're at with that. Need a motion for the notice of intent to release funds.
I make a motion that we, approve the notice of intent to release funds.
Second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Update on the town hall renovations. See, we're still renovating, so, that's a good thing. We have something with, this is our, Power bill funding. We're gonna move some funds from the power bill because we have, along with our town hall renovations, we found out that the trail back here, the sidewalk, and the sidewalk around the building, is now making everything handicap compliant, is ADA compliant. The power bill will pay for that. So instead of using our grant funding to pay for that, we will be transferring the funds from the power bill that we have money in excess of. That way we can put more of our grant money back in the building and back on the inside of what we're doing. So, I need a motion to disperse the remainder of the
If I
funds.
speak real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so just so that we're clear, so that everybody knows what's going on. So when with this OSBM project, the first quarter, we have already submitted that. That was for $35,772.89, and that was for everything in this area, okay? The second quarter, we had not spent any money, so that one we didn't do anything. Now, we're into the third quarter, and we've done the check for TK Trazen for $196,448. And so that left the $39,886 for outside is what we're looking for the power bill to cover. Now, that does not mean that we are out. I was under the impression at first we were going to have 39,000. Not the case. Because if that was the case, we would have gone over budget and we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So after everything's tabulated, right now the remaining funds that we have to finish up the last few details is $17,779.11. And then that's our cap. We don't want to spend anything else over that $17,000. So we've talked about, we still got the windows to do. I can't remember how much, 6,000. So that's one of the things that in our next meeting we'll need to talk about how we want to finish the remainder of the 17,000. Go ahead and do those work orders and get those approved before we can pay how much and stuff, and before he can finish everything.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what I'm asking for is the motion for power bill will be the $39,886 to cover the greenway. That's going to leave us a remaining balance in power bill of $34,837.61. Okay, so that's how much we'll have left after power bill pays. So that's the amount that we need to make a motion for, $39,886.
Need a motion?
I make a motion that we, transfer the $39,886 from the power bill, to the general fund.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All in favor? Anybody opposed? All right. Can I ask you to do C, which is our grass cutting contract? Take over from there and then you can hand it back to me and get the D. Okay.
All right, Mr. Gray?
So in our grass cutting contract, we have a contract through, Mr. Jeff Bass here with Season Long here. We've been very pleased with, his business going through, making the town look very nice, keeping the grass cut, trash picked up, right of ways cleaned, edging, trimming, everything. So we want to extend that contract, with him. In conversation between me and him, just talking about the extension of the contract and what can work best for both sides and our budget and the way everything looks. Make the board was notified. Me and him were talking, suggest that the best route to go with is a set pay for that each month of $2,000, and that will cover all cutting, weed eating, blowing, trimming of all town properties, right of ways, edging, things of that nature. So just ask for consider that. And
Okay, I need a motion to approve our grass cutting contract.
I make a motion to approve the rest of it.
I say,
All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Back over to the mayor.
Thank you. Our court report is up next. And, give that to Kim.
All right, so part of the packet, when you guys got that, when you came in this evening, included. You guys were able to look over the deposit detail, the payment detail, that's invoices and bills paid, and then look at our budget versus actual, where we're standing at this month versus what our totals are for the year. Yes, I need a motion to approve all three of those that you guys have had time to review.
I make a motion that we approve the bills paid, invoices, and deposits.
I second.
All in favor?
And as far as the clerk report goes, I'm going to read through that real quick. And I know you guys have had a chance to look over that, but just so that the public is aware. All right, so we had the quarterly tax wage report, Form 941, and the NC Employment Commission report. The second quarter ended in July. These reports were submitted to the state on July 15th and 16th. Payment was also submitted at this time. Our state withholding was $86. And for the 941 IRS form, our total taxes for this quarter was $5,132.91, and that was submitted. For the Power Bill report, that was due by July the 30th. We have already sent in the certified statement, the street listing, and the certified Power Bill map, and it was approved on July the 11th. The expenditure report was also approved on July the 30th. The next thing that I have to do is the financial data report, and that's due in December. One thing that we had talked about was we're supposed to have a certified Power Bill like street map every 5 years. We've kind of gone over that limit. So they haven't said anything about it right now, but we know that's coming. So while we're doing the surveys, we've already spoken with the gentleman, so that's kind of like in the works of having that done. It's required by the state. For the semi-annual report, the LGC 203 report, the first one was submitted January the 10th, and then we submitted the second part on July the 15th, and those were all approved. As far as our fiscal year, the 2022-2023 audit, everyone knows that was approved by the LGC on June the 20th. And our response to the financial performance indicators was received by the staff and found acceptable as well. As far as the fiscal year 2024-2025 audit, I'm working on compiling all those documents. Jeannie has been helping me get all that organized and ready to go to our CPA. I'm really hoping to have everything to him by next Friday. At least the initial, and then once we give to him, he'll look through and then send me other additional items he needs. We're really trying. We had a meeting today with Natalie Roundtree. She is our state coach, and so we're really trying to get that audit on time this year. And can I just say, like,
Do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Because this was a positive. I
I was so
know.
excited.
Just throw that in with your.
So I know technically this is August news, but for everyone, I was super excited by the visit that we had with her today, because there is a chance that our town will come off the unit assistant list next year, which is a huge bonus for the town. That has been a big deal. We went from having, it was like
2019 placed on the list.
Right.
And in 2021 having 16
Yeah, we had
items
16 items out of compliance, and then last year we only had 2. And this year, if we can keep our budget under control and get that audit in on time, then we are very likely to come off the list. So that's huge news.
This is
It's been
heavy.
a lot of hard work on everybody's part.
It was a lot of work.
And I want to especially thank Kelly, because Kelly has been absolutely selfless. She comes when we get emails that pop up, and before she and I can even chat about it, I look and Kelly's down here. You know, or Kelly's emailing back, you know, I don't care what day of the week, what time of the day, night, whatever, morning. If there's mornings that Kelly's down here at 6:30 or 7:30 in the morning, I might run down here, she's like, oh God, I'm in my pajamas. But she has gotten so much of this done and tried so hard to meet these deadlines and these requirements. And I've said this multiple times, and I keep saying that we don't know what we do. We're not for her.
I appreciate that.
Right.
I really appreciate that, guys.
We appreciate you too, and I know I ain't supposed to say that.
I appreciate that. For our July banking totals in our general fund, our checking account ending in 9251, we're at $61,717.85, and our power bill account, this is before, we had $94,980.68. That was before the expenditure report and all that kind of good stuff. So this is July. And then for our money market account, we have $83,602.73. And in the OSBM state grant account, we were at $214,227.11. And you know that, guys, has changed. So, okay, that's the clerk report.
All right. Need a motion to approve the clerk report?
I make a motion to approve the clerk report. I second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? All right, now we're going to throw it to Play Web to do our budget report.
So, like I said, we all got a report of the actuals. We've seen all that, just to let the public know. as I said last month, we just started our new, budget year of 2024 to 2025. So still in the very beginnings of that, so there's still a lot of funds there in the budget. But looking over everything, we are pretty much right on target, as far as our expenditures to the planned budget. So past 2 months so far looking good. We plan on keeping that.
Alright. Need a motion to approve the budget.
I make a motion to approve the budget report.
Second. Favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Alright, now for the town manager report. There's some things that have been going on, and I guess at the end of the fiscal year, we were trying to wrap up things as for lots of other places where we've got, feelers out, and they've contacted us about things that are coming up. It has all hit the fan in the last 3 weeks, and it's just bombarding, and meetings, and Zoom meetings, and phone calls, and emails. So, there are several of the projects that we've had reached out and been working on, or the different places have reached out to us. This last 3 weeks has been overwhelming. They can tell you I have been about close to that is just collapsing in so many ways. But it's because it's the beginning of a new fiscal year. All these other places that are helping the town are finding out what they have available and how they can help us. So, as soon as we get all that nailed down, I have a stack of folders about like that on this side of my desk that is in progress, that I'm at a certain point with people, and a stack over here that I'm working on, and a stack on the floor to do soon. One of those is I've got the zoning and town ordinance that we've been waiting for months. They came last time and were supposed to be with our final draft. We found out through some little things it wasn't so final, so they went back to tweak it. At 5:21 today, I got an email and I got a phone call on my cell phone, and he goes, "Hey, this is Seth one more time. I've talked to Seth about 4 times in 2 days. Just sent you this, but I've been reading over it, and there's one more thing that I just want, so this is not final. I'm not going to read it. Let me know when you send me the final. So those things are getting in place. This is getting done and well underway. Our library, if you all look behind you, those boxes stacked up over there, we probably have about 1,000 books that have been donated. We've got books of all genres, all levels. We've got from baby forward books to adult books, fiction, nonfiction, just all genres boxed up. I did order a scanner, so as soon as they get my shelves on the wall in there, Felicity doesn't know it yet, but that's one of the things she's going to be helping me scan books in and shelve them. So they're just some of our highlights of projects that we've got that they have not already mentioned. We have a site map for the trees that's going to be going back here and the shrubbery. They won't even be able to plant those till December, but all this kind of stuff is so. I think there's been some misunderstanding about a ribbon cutting and a grand opening. We felt like it was time to come back to our building, and we were hoping we'd be in there till a tropical storm and didn't travel from Atlanta, so we're here. But the Tarver Edgecombe Chamber of Commerce will be coming out to actually do our ribbon cutting, and when we get that done, we will then have a grand opening at some point. It might be a couple of months, it might be 3 months, but we've not scheduled anything yet. We're waiting to see how well we come along with what we're doing. Plenty of notice about the dates and times when we get that in the newsletter. And I know that the Council of Governments and the League is covering some of that information. We will be a grand opening, and hope everybody that's in town and around will come on out. I don't have anything else. with that right now. So, and ask for a motion to, approve our, my report.
I'll make a motion to approve town manager report.
I say,
All in favor? Anybody know? Alright, the next thing on the list, the MOA adoption. This, I got a phone call the other day and talked about with the Greenway and Power Bill funded what we just approved. Along those lines, we also have what they call an MOA. An MOA is a municipal statement of adoption of the amended memorandum of understanding regarding the rural planning organization for Edgecombe, Nash, Johnston, and Wilson counties. So with all that being said, here it is. I'll pass it around, you can look at it. It just states the amended memorandum of understanding for cooperative, comprehensive, and continuing transportation planning and the establishment of a rural planning organization for the counties of Edgecombe, Nash, Johnston, and Wilson, and a participating municipality in each county is hereby adopted by the Town of Conetoe, North Carolina, on the 22nd day of August 2024. I have to sign it, and the clerk has to sign it as a witness. This is so that we can move forward with DOT and the Power Bill funding for the town hall greenway to be covered by our capital fund. Everybody has a chance to ask any questions or discussion?
no.
Alright. If you all in agreement for us to adopt this MOA, I need a motion to do so.
I make a motion that we, adopt,
All in favor?
Uh-huh.
Opposed? Is there any additional? Any additional?
I don't know.
Into the closing comments and the adjournment of our meeting. The next regular monthly meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 10th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. at the Town Hall Boardroom, where Project Fingers and Cedric Barnes will be in there and everything will be ready. There will be a board workshop meeting on Tuesday, September 24th, 2024 at 6:30 in the Town Hall Conference Room. I want to address that because I've had some people ask what we're doing in the workshop. We started this rather than asking commissioners to come in at least an hour during the week to be caught up and know what's going on. So when we have a board workshop, sometimes there may be some training or something that they need to do. There are 2 trainings that we all, when we filed to run, were mandatory by the state. So that had to be done. We also have a 6-hour mandatory training that comes up. Things like that, anything that we all need to do, but especially our 2 new folks, and we're missing one of our new folks tonight. He texted us earlier that he has contracted COVID. So, I'm like, well, thank you. So anything that they do, because we all know what it was like for all of us. All of us are in such a new role here, and there was no transition. So I didn't want the new people coming on to feel like there wasn't. So, next time we meet, have a workshop, pretty dirty old clothes, because we're gonna be cleaning and moving stuff from down there to put here to make it all pretty, okay? So those are the kinds of things that are going on. It's like no top secret FBI information going on, but we're trying to help them and help them be prepared, and even how to look up some of the places where they can go with some of these online trainings and virtual they don't make it. So that's a good thing. Anybody else have any closing comments before we adjourn?
You like always, thank you for coming out. Here what we have, so.
Yes, thanks for coming. Always good to see you face. Thank y'all for coming, but one thing we did mention, we are going to start working on trying to get events for the town. And we're looking, hoping, I think Cross is going to do a fall festival. We pinpoint no date, so I might be stopping by some doors, knocking on some knocking out some houses, knocking on doors. Somebody come help us with some plans.
With our events and things, I've been on hold because of this, but, they will be finished in time that we are gonna have a market starting back, in September on the second Saturday.
That's
our
Section 14.
And so that was in your newsletter. We've also done a little different thing about newsletters. Sure.
Oh, yeah, the cost for the newsletter was a lot, trying to mail them, so what we've been doing, I've been putting them over at the post office. Because everybody goes to the post office, just grab one, when you come, because I don't know, some people might not want them, or, so we decided, felt like that would be a better way that everybody would get one and they want it, put them over at the post office.
Because the delivery really wasn't working, people don't want
Don't
to
come to the door, they don't want to.
Right.
Because I know a couple doors and nobody didn't come to it, so I was like, okay.
I know, I have left some in the door, and I finally got a roll of tape, and I just stick to the front door. And then I was supposed to go to my next door neighbor and totally forgot about her. She called about 2 weeks later, like, did y'all do a newsletter? So that's another option, and she offered, you mind telling us that she does a water bill, is to get some.
That's right.
And her house on the water bill, because she might get a different crowd than people who pick up at the post office. So, even though everybody has a post office.
The people come from Mildred and all,
Right.
but they don't come to the post office.
So that's a good idea.
I did forget one thing, if I can ask the board to go back to this area. I forgot to ask about all the supplies. I need to,
Kelly and I have been working on the supply list for the new fiscal year. So we've been putting, down everything that we need, and so even with ordering checks and everything, we need the board approval to approve, or to purchase the office supplies, cleaning supplies, checks, envelopes, and everything. How we buy this? Yeah, we on the books, right at, maybe $600, no more than $700.
because the box of checks is still free.
So when you order in bulk like that, you get a better price.
Mhm.
Right, and we have to do a
Like,
list
they go about a
also.
box in
Yeah.
here.
That was a good thing about last time. Remember when we ordered last time?
When we did, it was about 6 months ago, so that's kind of like to try to stay in budget if we go into a bulk order.
But
And then we'll do it
we're
again in
having
6
to do
months.
lists of that because we do have a lot of things left. Like, so I think it's worked out well
Yeah.
to have them on hand and not have to.
Fine.
All right, so since we haven't gotten to adjournment yet, I'm gonna ask if it's okay we go back to the additional business. And, I need a motion, I'm gonna reopen it, and I need, a motion to go ahead to purchase the office supplies. You know,
Make a motion for the purchase of the office supplies.
I see.
Now I need a motion to close the additional business, unless y'all have any more.
No. I make a motion that we close out the, closing comments
Additional business.
and additional business.
I see.
Um,
Uh-huh.
all right.